For those who've been following this ministry for a while, you know the setup is a little bit different. It's never been done before. Every so often, the Lord sends me on assignments, and now I'm here on assignment in Jamaica. I'm sitting outside, and it's hot, but at least it's windy. And this very first broadcast from Jamaica is actually a book review. I took a few books with me here to Jamaica, and one of which is not mine, and I read it during the flight. And it's called Silly Woman That Ain't Your Husband. And you may look at the title and be like, ain't. That's not grammatical correct. True. Being here in Jamaica, I'm going to speak a little bit of patois to you. There's a friend of mine here in Jamaica, and she likes to say, sometimes you have to get dirty with the devil. Meaning, you have to get dirty with the devil. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you become devilish yourself, but you get down in trenches and you expose him. And Silly Woman That Ain't Your Husband, it exposes the devil. Some of you may be familiar with my story, and also here on this channel how there are 3 videos, and I'm passionate about those videos. It's about identifying your God-ordained spouse and the counterfeits. And one of the things about Silly Woman That Ain't Your Husband, it's by Theresa Hornes, and it's more addressed to women, but men and women can benefit from it. I certainly did. And there are things that I've been through. For example, if you read The Process, The Refiner's Fire, and you would think that me having written that book, that nothing would surprise me. In a sense, nothing does. But it's just amazing how, after what I've been through personally and what Theresa writes about in this book, how I see the correlation, how I see how the devil uses relationships to ensnare God's children. In some cases, he tried to get them what I called demonically arranged unions. And there are times, just like he did in Genesis 3, he will try to destroy God-ordained unions. And Silly Woman That Ain't Your Husband, it exposes a lot of truth. In Revelation 12:11, it tells us that we overcome the enemy by the blood of a lamb, the word of our testimony, and not loving our lives unto death. It took a great deal of courage for Theresa to write this book, because she speaks about what has happened to other people, but she also proclaims some truth about what happened to her. I've heard a saying that experience is a cruel but effective teacher. Well, unfortunately for some of us, we're going around the same mountain over and over again because we haven't learned from our experiences. And one of the benefits about experiences is it helps unlock the prisons that other people are in, if they're willing. And I did write a book review for this on Amazon, but I really want to come on and speak about it. And not necessarily that I'm going to be any longer or more profound than the review on Amazon, but I just want to do a video so I could actually share it on social media, because I do believe that this book is a worthwhile read. And again, the title, Silly Woman That Ain't Your Husband, or it just lets you know right up front, this is going to be real. It's the real truth. Now, one of the things about the truth is sometimes people don't want the truth. They can't handle the truth. But it is the truth that will make you free. So if you're looking for freedom, whether for yourself or for someone else, I recommend Silly Woman That Ain't Your Husband. And in some cases, it can actually show men some of the snares that women may set for us. And other times, the things that we may do to set snares for women that we need to repent of. Because this book right here, it is no joke. There's some times when Theresa wrote some things, I was like, oh no, she didn't go there. But it was a no-holds-barred look at relationship. It was a direct slap in the devil's face. Because evil thrives in 2 places, darkness and or silence. And this book right here is about not remaining silent, about not remaining in the dark. There are many people who go to weddings, and on the day of the wedding, they know that the wedding isn't going to work out. And it's like they're making bets regarding how long it's going to last. And some people don't speak up. There are cases where people have used witchcraft in order to get someone else to marry them. And the other person maybe has been crying out to the Lord, and the Lord gives you the answer to speak up to that person to say, are you sure you want to do this? Or this is not in accordance with the Lord's will. It's not in accordance with the Lord's ways. But if you don't say anything, then people suffer. The Bible tells us that, and actually the Lord, because sometimes when we say the Bible, we don't actually say that it's the word of the Lord. Because there are times when the devil spoke in the Bible. So the Lord said that my people perish from a lack of knowledge. Sometimes that lack of knowledge is not knowing what they're getting into, who they're truly marrying. And from a third party's perspective, we can see it. And now that I've finished reading Silly Woman That Ain't Your Husband, what I'm actually doing is looking for someone to bless with this book. Someone who's potentially going down the wrong road, or someone who's already there and is looking for an exit sign. So I can give this book to that person, and the person can read and probably say, you know what, this is me. I'm way out of alignment with the Lord's will, and I'm going to stop right now, especially while I'm ahead. Because it even addresses when people marry, and I will say marry the wrong person, because that has happened, it is happening. But still, a woman that ain't your husband can help prevent it from happening in the future. Because there are a lot of reasons why people get married. And you may not see a gun pointed to their head, but in a sense, there's a weapon pointed to their head. And sometimes a weapon is deception. So Silly Woman That Ain't Your Husband, it's a heavy dose of the truth. And prayerfully, you can handle it. It's no joke. Theresa, and for a bit of disclosure, I recently came in contact with Theresa, and I've seen her YouTube channel before, but I make this video not because of anything I've seen on her YouTube or anything else, but strictly based on the book. If I didn't like it, more than likely I would not have said anything about it. I could have tried sending her a message, but if I didn't like it, if I didn't think it was worthwhile, I wouldn't say anything about it. But I'm looking forward to giving it to someone, and prayerfully, when that person finishes reading it, the individual will pass it on to someone else. So if this book isn't for you, maybe you know someone who could benefit from it. And maybe the Lord has told you or given you a revelation about someone who's either in a wrong relationship or is about to get in the wrong relationship, and you're afraid to let that person know directly. Well, you could get a copy of the book, send it to the person, or give it to the individual, and you could say that your assignment is complete. But many people have made a mistake of getting or even staying in the wrong relationship because no one ever gave them the dose of reality, that truth. Some people don't want it because you'll tell a person the truth and they'll do whatever they want anyhow. At that point in time, like the Lord told Ezekiel in Ezekiel 3 and 33, there's no blood in your hands. And there are times when you tell a person the truth, you may end up losing a friend, potentially forever. Or you may lose that friend for a while until a friend comes around and say, you know what, you were right. So again, Silly Woman That Ain't Your Husband is a no-hold-bars look at relationships to help you identify what is of the Lord versus what is not. Oh, by the way, 2 more things to add. Some people are selling their souls to the devil, whether knowingly or unknowingly, in pursuit of a relationship. That relationship is not only killing both individuals in that relationship, but could end up sending them to hell. And there are times when people are actually putting their children on the chopping block, putting their children on the altar, sacrificing that child to another god, because they prefer to be in a relationship that is not of the Lord, and children are suffering. In some cases, children get molested or worse because someone wants to be in a relationship so bad that they don't care who they're in a relationship with, as long as they're not alone. So again, Silly Woman That Ain't Your Husband by Theresa Hornes. I highly recommend it. God bless you and have a great day.